What's up, family? I know many of you are anxious to hear the outcome of my attendance or appearance to this federal, what is a petty offense settlement conference. I mean, not even a court. No judge was present. The prosecutor, the lead prosecutor, actually left right before mine started and left the junior prosecutor to deal with me. Now, before I play the audio, I have to give you the rundown of what the situation is like, because it's not a standard courtroom. They basically take you into a back room where there's a prosecutor. There was someone there from the Park Service. There was someone else. It was just a bunch of federal employees and just one person that was handling this conference. I think it was 4 people total. And wouldn't you know it, I look over in the corner, like halfway through, because I'm paying attention to who is directing their conversation at me. There's the arresting officer. Wait until you hear what that piece of shit federal employee had to say.
I'll request the counsel when I make the date.
Well, what happens is, this is going to the clerk's office, you're going to call him one more time, and then you're going to.
Whoever's next.
What happens is.
Hi, I'm here regarding this. Yeah.
Come on in, have a seat.
Actually, I prefer to stand. I've been sitting for too long.
Sure. Let me introduce everybody. There's a lot of people here. I'm Dave Ward. I work in the U.S. Attorney's Office. Got a member of the Federal Protective Service, Park Service, and the Park Police.
Okay.
And let's see. So this is the.
Well, actually, with regard to that citation, as I explained to the officer who issued it.
Here, can you mind sitting down?
Actually, I prefer standing, really. Yeah, as I explained to the officer that issued it, that is not my name. Okay, so is this a trust that is being administrated right now, a constructive trust that's being administrated as a result of the creation of that citation?
Well, I don't know what a constructive trust is.
You don't know what a constructive trust is?
But,
yeah, because that is not my name. So the name is I don't own that name. It is the property of the United States, from what I understand.
What is your name?
That's not important. What's more important is who I am, or what I am. I start pointing. I know you're trustee. If you're handling this, you are trustee. Today you can be that name if you want to be, or you can dismiss it.
So, how did they get this name if this isn't your name?
I was forced to give it to them. It's the only name I have. I'm saying it is not my name. I don't own it. While I have used the name in the past, I've been told that it's my name, but I have no first-hand knowledge that that's my name. I've never signed any agreement saying that that's my name. I've never signed any agreement accepting liability for anything that name has.
Okay, so the citation essentially
is moot. It was erroneously written. I tried to explain to the federal officer, and he thought it was funny.
Well, do you want to tell me what happened on the?
I don't really have to. I don't even have to go into it, because I'm not held to any code that I don't have first-hand knowledge of. Signing a contract agreeing to specific performance of.
Well, this isn't a contract for specific performance.
Well, the name, is based on presumption that I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen. No, that name is.
I don't think it matters. I think
the
name. I assume it's the name that.
The name is. Like I said, you can have that name today.
That you gave them, or was on the identification.
It was coerced out of me. I was threatened with kidnapping. I was threatened with violence if I did not submit to his arrest of my person, and threatened. And then he called 2 local officers in when I told him that I could not sign a claim against that name because I did not have authorization to, nor was it my name. And he called 2 local officers in and then unhandcuffed me, told me to sign it the right way. And I signed it however I sign anything with initials, and he re-handcuffed me. They twisted my arms, pushed me on the car.
Okay. So this is the officer that detained you or gave you the citation?
Oh, yeah. That's him. Yep.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so what this is this is a citation.
It's a citation based on a presumption that I am to perform as that name, as this entity, whoever, I mean, who are you representing?
I represent the U.S. Attorney's Office, so we're the prosecutor. And the
Okay.
purpose of this is to see if we can settle the case. You don't have to settle it. It's certainly not something that's being forced upon
Well,
you.
it is forced upon me because I was forced to sign it, was I not? I was forced to sign it.
I don't recall seeing you on that scene. I don't recall seeing you.
Let me just ask you.
Well, let's let him finish because I
No. Let me just ask you. Is it your belief that you weren't at the Social Security Administration on the 27th of February?
It is my belief that there is mistaken identity, that I was forced to provide a name under
that's
coercion.
not what I asked if you were there.
Was I physically at the, I mean, do I have firsthand knowledge of my being there? He doesn't recall me being there.
How did you come to get this?
He doesn't recall me being there. He wrote the ticket, so ask him. How did I end up with it?
Well, I'm just trying to see if there's a way we can settle this. It seems like
I think
probably
it should be dismissed.
Well, I'm not in a position to dismiss it.
Well, you are a trustee, so.
I'm the prosecutor.
Well, then you are executor. Who's trustee in this room? Someone has to be trustee.
I think you're
Yeah, no, yeah. Are you trustee?
confusing different aspects. But what we can do
Yeah, me either.
is I think what we should do, if you aren't willing to settle it, that is absolutely your right. You are entitled to take this case to court.
I don't. There's no case. I have no firsthand knowledge of any agreement that I signed to any performance that name is expected to do. That is not my name. I do not own the name. I could not sign a claim against the name, and I refuse to take any liability that comes with that name.
Okay, I mean
It's not my name.
That's
I
absolutely.
mean, I have firsthand knowledge that is not my name.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it isn't, then you know.
It is. I mean, like I said, I've used the name before, so I've used it before. I have authorization to use it. I've been told that's my name, but I don't have firsthand knowledge that that's my name.
Okay.
Where's my phone at?
It's in evidence.
Yeah, well, there's no evidence, man. Like I said, there's no crime.
I can only release it to Mr. Harvey Denson.
Well, there's no. I mean, like you. Oh, you don't recall me being there anyway, so I'm not him. I'm not him. Well, Mr. Harvey Denson's here in the room somewhere. You better find him. It's not me.
Okay. So here's what you should do.
I can't. I'm not going to sign anything.
No, you don't. No, you don't have to sign anything. But
Okay.
just take this down to the clerk's office. This gives you the right to request a trial. This is not a trial. We're not making a decision.
No,
about
well,
whether
that's
your
the,
name,
but that's the
whether you
thing.
were
It's like
there.
for there to be a trial, that means that there's a plea that has been entered of not guilty. I can't enter a plea.
You don't
Like,
have- no,
I'm not entering
no,
a plea
you
against
don't
any
have to-
charge.
You don't have to do anything, Mr. Denson.
I'm not Mr. Denson.
Okay, you don't have to do anything. But what I'd like you to do, since you don't want to resolve, this is just an opportunity to see.
No,
if you
I
can
would love
resolve-
to I would love to resolve this honorably. I would love to get this. I don't want to have to deal with any more of this. I don't want to have to. I mean, this is this is not what. Yeah, it's not what I want to do. I don't want to have to keep coming back out here to deal with something that I know I am not liable for. That is not my name. I do not own that name. Okay.
Well, I can't dismiss the charge based on what you've told me.
Oh, really?
I can't.
Well, I mean, like I said, I can't argue the facts of a case when there's no case. I mean, I have firsthand knowledge of my of what transpired. He says he doesn't remember me being there.
Well, this is not a chance. These are arguments that you can raise in a trial.
Well,
I
there's no
cannot-
arguments. I mean, there is no trial. Who is trustee in this room? Someone's appointed trustee. Someone. I mean, the court clerk, who's the trustee for the CQV trust that the state owns. They appoint the trustee, right, and the executor. Are you a member of the bar?
I am.
You are. Are you a member of the bar?
So
No?
here's what I want to do here, because we've got to get.
Why does-
Excuse me, Mr. Denson.
I'm not Mr. Denson. You are Mr. Denson because you're the one I'm communicating with.
Excuse me. Let me finish.
Yeah.
You're not able to resolve this.
Okay, well-
I am not going to dismiss these.
You don't have to. You're Mr. Denson today, so you can handle it however you want. But
I'm going to give you this.
I'm going to leave you something signed that
I want
says
you to
that
do-
any plea entered on Mr. Denson's behalf will be left with the person who enters it. I'm not entering a plea. I'm not coming back out here to deal with a citation that does not apply to me.
Okay, that is your choice. I do believe if you fail to appear in court, an award
Harvey
can be issued
Denson.
for your arrest. And if you're not Mr. Denson, then it won't apply to you. I would suggest that you take this, you go down to the clerk's office, get a trial date. You can present any defenses you feel are appropriate at that point. This is not the
thing is okay, so
This is
so
not
going
the
to trial
venue.
would be acknowledging the citation and accepting the
No.
name when I've told you that is not my name. I don't own the name. I don't have any liability or any. I should not be expected to do anything that comes with that name. I don't have anything to do with it. Like commercially, this is not my name.
Okay, that's fine. I can't resolve this for you then. I'm sorry. Take this down, take this to the clerk. They'll get you a trial date. You can get it resolved in that manner.
I think I'm gonna leave that with you because someone here has to be trustee. So I'm just gonna leave that with you. I'm done. It's dismissed. Not very well.
Excuse me, Mr. Evans. What, is it the full thing?
Oh no, it's the fact that they are administrating a trust. That I mean, I know what the whole thing is.
But you want to touch the
Huh?
You want to touch the
Yeah, it's just the whole citation, the name, the everything made based on presumption of that name being me and all that. The name is not my name. I don't own the name. It's the federal government. No, what for? There's no charge. There's no case.
So did they dismiss it?
Okay, he says he can't dismiss it because he's trustee. He doesn't want to be trustee today.
Okay, I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be trustee today, but he's trustee, so.
Okay, so how is this, so this citation is not being resolved today?
No, I told him I'd like to resolve it honorably and, find out, but as far as me taking the liability for that name, which I do not own, it's owned by the United States. The United States owns that name. It's not my name. I shouldn't be held responsible, liable for anything attached to that name.
Okay.
And I tried to tell the officer when he wrote the citation, I cannot sign a presentment for a claim against that name. And he forced me under duress. I was forced to.
Okay, 1 second, please.
And so I tried to tell him the same thing, and he wants to, send me down to set a court date to discuss the charges. And I'm like, I can't discuss the charges because there are no charges. The name is not my name.
All right. We'll take care of it. And if you have any questions, you can always call the Federal Public Defender's Office and we can try to help as much as we can.
I know many of you are thinking, wait a minute, man, that's how you ended the last one. You're supposed to be doing something different this time. Yeah, because I left last time, just left it, case dismissed and left, and nothing came of it. This time I was going to do the same thing, and I decided not to because what he offered me was a piece of paper with no signature. I told him I wasn't signing anything else. So after verifying that it would not be my entering a plea, taking this piece of paper down to the clerk's office to set it for another date, I went on ahead and took it down to the clerk's office and tried to set it for another date. The clerk did not give me a date. I saw her give other people a date. There were only 2 people ahead of me. Why did I not get a date? So I left my phone number and an email address just in case they, decided to entertain the idea of pursuing this charge against themselves. That person I was talking to when I came out of the courtroom, that was the public defender. Bless her heart. She's a sweetheart, and she truly does not know what's going on. She said she sucked at contract law. And I believe she does really try to provide sound legal advice for those that need it. But considering she's a federal government employee and a member of the bar, and anyone from her office representing me would be my accepting that name and being that name, it's not going to happen. Now on to Mr. Officer Scow, the guy who couldn't remember me but had my phone, but was waiting for me to appear so he could give me. Did you hear this guy? Did you hear him? Yeah, could you imagine him appearing at trial with this information I have now? There's no evidence of the alleged crime on the devices he stole. He has no first-hand knowledge of the alleged crime. And he obviously suffers from short-term memory loss. Must be smoking too much weed. But how did he end up there? Was it a coincidence that he just ends up sitting in this, on this conference? I don't know, but him being there and doing what he did probably did not make the prosecutor feel very strongly about this case. And what I think I did by transporting that paper down to the court clerk was negating any possibility of them logging it as a failure to appear. I made it clear who they were getting from the start. On the sign-in sheet, I signed the name, then trust after it, and then the citation number. So taking the document down basically disproves the officer's statement that he did not see me there, when obviously someone responded to that citation. Not saying it's a slam dunk, but I have never left court before after being told set for trial without the next date, the trial date. So I guess I will just have to wait and see. Oh yeah, by the way, there was signs outside the courtroom that said no audio recording. Yeah, that only applies to citizens. Until you find your truth, keep looking.